Welcome to Live From Your Heart. I'm your host, Les Paul Klein. For 3 decades of my life, I've lived trying to get others' approval, not the truth. I lived to be accepted, but I wasn't real authentic. And what did it cost me? Pieces of myself over and over. I didn't realize I was even losing those pieces. This podcast, it's for anyone who knows deep down that they've been living someone else's version of their life. And they're ready, you're ready to come home to your own heart and be real and be authentic. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. It's possible to reclaim your own heart. So every week we're going to talk about reclaiming that identity and healing old patterns and finding courage again and finally living from the truest and most grounded place inside of you, your heart. This isn't therapy, it's not self-help, it's just a real huge invitation for you to come and learn how to live a real life from your own heart. So let's jump in. Hey, it's Les Paul, and it is Live From Your Heart. Welcome. We're jumping in feet first. This is episode 11. Yeah, we're going to wrap the season with 12 and then begin a second season. In 10, I walked you through what it's like to live from your own heart, what it's all about. And today, I want to share with you the hardest part of changing your life. You say, Les Paul, you mean this is going to be hard? Yes. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be hard. Maybe the toughest thing you've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing you can ever put into your life. So what's so hard about changing your life? I laugh when I say that because I can hear what you're thinking. Oh my God, you're going to ask me to change. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the hardest part of change. Are you ready? It's earth shattering. Letting go. The hardest part of making change in anything you do is letting go. Let me give you that thought. 2.5 years ago, I stood in the driveway of a home that I had lived in for 22 years. It was completely done. The sale was done. The very next morning, we went to a closing and picked up a check. But it was like the bow was tied on it. Yeah, everything was gone. Everything was moved. It was clean. It was ready for the new owner. And I stood in that driveway. And I stood in that driveway. And I have to tell you, I was a little weepy because I left a lot of things in the way of memory in that place. And as I bring it up, it brings up this choke in my throat. Did that house mean anything? No, it's just a place to live and sleep and do life. But it's the memories that were made within those walls and in that street and with my neighbors. It's hard to let go. It was so hard to let go. It's hard to let go of things. And I've discovered something, folks. The older I get, the harder it is to let go. Just this week, in fact, 2 days ago, this is crazy that I'm recording this, but We've been RVing for 6 years. For 4 years, we RV'd in a travel trailer, a 34-foot Outback travel trailer. And when we sold our house, we wanted something bigger because we thought, well, maybe we'll do this more. We want to be a bit more comfortable. So we went to a fifth wheel and a 40-foot big one, and full profile, massive. And as my wife's dementia has continued to worsen, the struggle of all of the things that have to be done to RV have fallen all on me. And last year, I just kind of ran out of juice. That's kind of the bottom line. I ran out of juice. We made the decision to put the RV on the market. And so it's been on the market since October of last year. Over the weekend, and I'm recording this on a Tuesday, but over the weekend, we were able to sell the RV and we recouped about 90% of our investment, which is really great in the market we're in. But do I have nostalgia? Is it going to be hard to let go? I've made those decisions over several months. The final let go will be the day that I hand the keys to the new owner in a couple of weeks, and I pick up the balance of the check. I'll cry some tears. Yeah, it's hard to let go. That's an RV. It's a lifestyle. It's meant more to me than just, the structure. So change is always hard, and change always requires letting go. There's two examples that have happened to me that have made some milestone marks in my life. So let's talk about for just a minute this hard part of transformation, letting go. Why does it hurt so bad? Why does it hurt so bad? Well, you may lose your identity as you've always known yourself. You've been known as this because this is who you've been, but it's not your heart. And you're afraid you're going to lose that identity. You're not going to be who you were. Have you ever noticed that when you meet new people, there's always a luring question? What do you do? What you do connects back to who you are. But if you change what you do, if you change where you are, if you change your life situation or it has changed your identity, okay? It's going to change, and that's one of the fears. You're going to be in unfamiliar territory. I wouldn't recommend lots of big change all at one time, folks. I've known people who have literally ripped the Band-Aid off. And not only did they change their career and their choice of career and what they're doing, but they changed their location, they changed their relationship status all at one time. That's insane. I don't recommend that. Take it a step at a time, whatever your heart is saying. But it is hard to let go in unfamiliar territory. It's going to feel like I'm not sure I fit here. I know somebody recently who moved into a new city, and they'd lived in a rural area that was only 45 miles away, but they said it feels like I'm in a whole new country, unfamiliar territory. Why letting go hurts so bad also is because there's no guarantee it's going to work out. No guarantees. No. You've gotta listen. You gotta pause. You gotta sit with it. And also, one last thing that this really is hard, and why it is so hard to let go is this emotional detoxification. I don't know if your body physically has ever detoxed, but this is emotional detox. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot rush this. I said this in divorce recovery years and years and years ago to people. Look, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. This is going to take some space and time for you to feel your way through this emotional upheaval. You're riding this emotional roller coaster, and you've got to go from the point of break to the point of acceptance. And it's a big up and down hill. That's this. That's what letting go is all about. Now, there are things you've got to release. Okay. There are things that you're going to have to let go of. These are hard. The role that you play, maybe in your family, in your work, in your marriage, in your relationships, the role that you've always had is going to be you're gonna have to let it go. You're gonna have to release that role. You're going to have to release the stories. You're gonna have to talk about it. You're gonna have to get it out. You gotta release these stories. Don't hang on to them. Don't stay in the mud hole. Get them out and let them go. You've gotta release the expectations that have always been on you. Okay? You've got to let go of what others expect of you. And you've got to release these old habits, these old patterns. The pig can get cleaned up and white for the show ring, but the moment you take him home, he goes back to what's familiar. That's that old stinking mud hole. That's what we do. That's why there's multiple marriages, multiple relationships, multiple jobs. It's why people are so miserable. You've got to release the roles you've played, the stories you've lived in, the expectations you have, and the patterns and habits that you've formed. Okay? And what happens when you do that? This is what happens. You're going to hit an emotional valley. It's a roller coaster, as I just said. You're going to doubt it. You're going to get afraid of it. You're going to get confused. You're going to resist. All those four things, that emotional valley, you're going to go through those over and over and over again. Yeah. You're going to doubt, and then that'll clear. You'll be afraid, and then you'll have courage. You'll be confused, and then you'll get clarity. You'll resist, and then you'll accept, and then you'll do it all over again. You may do this several times. It's a process. As I said in the last podcast, folks, this is not a box that you check off. This is a lifestyle you adopt to live from your own heart. This takes work and time. And if you will stay true to the process, letting go will lead you to peace. Yeah, you'll be able to just breathe. You'll be anchored to what your heart's saying, and you will have learned how to hear it, not impulsively move, but sit and listen. What's my heart saying? Who's talking to me? Who's speaking into my life? What's your heart say? You get anchored to what you believe is true from the values and the integrity that you're building. That anchor. There's peace in that anchor. And when you do that, you can return It may be a long return, but you can return to your why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Do you know people are in jobs and they couldn't even tell you why they're there? That just and they don't really like it, but they do it because it pays the bills and it makes great money and yada yada yada. They just fill a role. Yeah, but you're going to return to why you're here, what your bigger purpose is, and you're going to follow. You're going to follow your heart, knowing you're on the right path. That's what happens when you reach the other side of that roller coaster. Yeah, stay true. Yeah. So a lot of folks get hooked into that valley. You may be there. All these things may just be churning in your life. You need help? Yeah. That's why I'm here. That's why I've spent so much time and energy learning myself how to teach other people how to live from their own heart. If this has resonated, my email is in the show notes. Send me a message. Connect to me. It's not a program I plug you into. We have a conversation. Let's find out where you are. Let's find out if this is for you. Let's find out if you're willing to do the work. I don't work with people who aren't willing to do the work. Because until you're willing to do the work and make a change, I can't help you. If this has resonated and you want to shift your life, you want to live from your own heart and you want to go through this process, connect to me. Let's talk. My connection is in the show notes. I hope I hear from you. I hope this has made sense because this is the bulk of what's so hard about shifting your life. Yeah, letting go. Let me encourage you to let go. Hey, it's Les Paul. It's my pleasure to be here with you today. I hope this something I said made sense to you. And I'll see you on the next podcast. God bless. Take care. If today's episode stirred something in you, that's your heart speaking. If you're ready to go deeper into this work, let me invite you to come and join me in my Live From Your Heart coaching experience. It's a 6-month journey. I can take you back to the truth, help you learn your real identity, and uncover that emotional freedom that's yours to have. If you'd like to know more about my coaching experience, Live From Your Heart, you'll find the link down in the show notes. Until next time, folks, live from your heart. It's the only life that's truly yours.